These people in your audience, looking at your stories and looking at your posts, even if they're not liking your posts, they are here for you. They are interested in what you're saying. They care about what you're saying. You're listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, a business and mindset coach who specializes in imposter syndrome. If you feel like you're not as smart, capable, or worthy as you actually are, and that someone is going to find you out, then you've come to the right place. I went from being a struggling government worker, working my coaching business on the side, but feeling unworthy and burnt out, to making multiple six figures helping women overcome imposter syndrome so they too can sign clients, make bank, and have the business or career of their dreams. I am nothing special. I have a stuttering disability, ADHD, and I struggle with anxiety and depression. So if I can learn how to feel good enough and overcome my inner imposter, then so can you. Let's dig in. Hello, everyone. So happy to be here with you today. I'm Jill, imposter syndrome expert and master mindset and business coach. I help my clients release the imposter syndrome and limiting beliefs holding them back. I help them show up on their business platforms more consistently without the fear, the burnout, or the overwhelm. And I help them sell their services with confidence that makes sales feel fun and easy so they can sign soulmate coaching clients. This is my 6-month one-to-one coaching program, Worthy and Wealthy, with an on-demand curriculum to help you sign clients, 3 one-to-one coaching calls a month with me, access to me in Voxer, and monthly workshops with my other one-to-one clients. It is $8,500 USD. There is a discount for pay in full, and there are 2 payment plan options. Book a sales call at the link in my show notes. And let's talk today about creating demand for your services with just your thoughts. It can be hard when you're growing an online business because you really can't rely on your social media for validation that your business is working or that there's traction. Like, you might get engagement on your post, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're getting sales, no matter how many times my clients complain about engagement. Or you might be signing clients left and right and be getting shitty engagement on your posts, like me. There really is no equation that you can make when it comes to marketing on social media and actually seeing results in your business. And this is one of the things that my clients get caught up in the most when we start working together. And really, it is just for a sense of control. If they're not seeing the actual results in their business, they default to the easiest thing, which is their engagement and their metrics. But you guys have heard me rant about this before. Metrics on social media are not a good measurement of how your business is going. I get shit engagement and virtually no DMs, and I'm making 5 figures every single month. And I am now in $1 million email with Kirsten Roldan, a good friend of mine. And in her program, she talks about how clicks on your emails don't matter. Yes, clicks on your links in your emails, they don't even fucking matter when it comes to the sales that you can make in email. We are so conditioned to beat the metrics to death, but they don't have to mean anything about how your business is doing. Because you can create demand for your services with just your thoughts. So let me paint you a picture here. You go to show up online. Okay, you feel anxious, already overwhelmed. You swipe to create an Instagram story. You stare at the screen. You don't know what to say. Maybe you post something after a little bit of deliberation, and then you think, they think I'm stupid. They don't get what I'm trying to say. They don't believe me. Or you post a client testimonial and you think, they think this isn't legit. They think it's fake. They don't know behind the scenes. What if my client is annoyed that I'm sharing this? They're going to see I'm using the same testimonial over and over again. You think that these are all true, real thoughts, but they are just a story that your brain is telling you. And what do all of these thoughts have in common? You're viewing your audience as a bunch of judgy bitches instead of a community of people who want the solution that you're selling. You are viewing your audience, and most likely your clients, in a disempowered way. And what does that do to your energy when it comes to showing up? What does it do to your confidence when you sell? It certainly does not help. You create demand for your services by believing that your services are in demand by the person you want to work with. Let me say that again. You create demand for your services by believing that your services are in demand by the person you want to work with. Let's take a look at my business, for example. I am an imposter syndrome business coach, and while my soulmate client is someone struggling with imposter syndrome, they are also someone who sees that it's a problem and wants to feel more confident in themselves so they can sell their services and sign clients. And I tell myself this when I show up and create content. I used to talk to the person who doesn't even know what imposter syndrome is, or they think they have it but don't see it as a problem. And it was very convincing energy, very much like, I feel like I'm forcing you to want this energy. I had to instead look at it like, if this was my soulmate client, if they really wanted and needed my offer, if they really wanted and needed to work with me, how would I show up and speak to them? And not only that, but this is why I do what I do, because how you view yourself is just as important. You have to view yourself in an empowered way and as the person who can help them get results. If you have thoughts that you're not good enough and that you don't know if you'll be able to help someone if they work with you, you will subconsciously repel clients because of that fear. Remember that the brain prioritizes keeping you safe over growth and evolvement and pushing past your comfort zone. And this also makes sense when we're talking about showing up and putting yourself out there, because that can be really scary. And it makes sense that your brain would create negative stories about what others are thinking. Hey guys, I hope you're loving today's episode. I am just taking a brief pause in today's episode to share with you a client testimonial. These testimonials are either from group coaching clients or clients who are in my one-to-one coaching program. And I can't wait for you to hear how I have changed their lives and their businesses for the better.
The transformation is incredible, not to mention the daily fucking program that I have now for myself. My routine, calling in, I've called in so much money, like without like the sales for my program, I called in somewhere like $2,000, just like checks in the mail.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Now let's get back to the episode. As you guys know, I have a stuttering disability, and in public school, by grade 4, we had to do speeches in front of the class. And even at that young age, because of my stutter, my fucking brain created so many stories about what could go wrong, how kids would judge me. And kids were mean, guys. And this is because that's the brain's job. It is the default reaction for the brain to look for the danger in any situation so we can keep ourselves safe. So when it comes to showing up and selling online, your brain will naturally default to negative thoughts you have about yourself. But instead, it will tell you that other people think those things. And they will feel like concrete facts in your brain instead of just a story that your brain is telling you. Your job as a coach who sells her services online starts way before you even open the Instagram app or LinkedIn or when you record your podcast for that week. It is a part of your job to be the most empowered version of yourself. And then the next part is to see your audience, your potential clients, and your clients in an empowering way as well. Think about this. You're selling tickets to an event where it's just you, your thoughts, and your services. When you show up, there's hundreds of people in their seats, looking to you to help solve the problem that you say you can help them solve. They are there to listen, to watch, to learn, to hear from you. That is how you need to view your audience, no matter how many followers you have. Whenever my thoughts start to spiral, I remember that I have almost 4,000 Instagram followers. 4,000. If there were 4,000 people in a room, all looking at me, I would literally shit myself. And I can't even say that some don't count because of engagement, blah, blah, blah. Because last month, I signed a client who paid in full for my 6-month container after following me for years, but my post had just recently started showing up on her page. These people in your audience, looking at your stories and looking at your posts, even if they're not liking your posts, they are here for you. They are interested in what you're saying. They care about what you're saying. And people are busy and they only care about themselves, and they likely have their own limiting beliefs and bullshit that's holding them back. So no, they're not consuming themselves with you to talk shit about you or to think thoughts about you. And they're not thinking that you're not good enough. They just want their motherfucking problem solved. And you are the motherfucker that's gonna help them solve it, or they wouldn't be watching. Here are some things that I think about my audience that you can borrow. I think that where there are 10 potential clients that I can see, there are 10 potential clients that I can't. There are so many people thinking about working with me. There are more potential clients in my audience than I can keep track of, and I don't keep track. by the way. We don't do lead tracking or anything here. Everything I share with my audience is valuable to them. My audience trusts me and values what I have to say. My audience likes me. My clients love when I share their wins. My audience is full of people who love my work, and that's why they follow me. My clients watch my stuff because they feel inspired when I show up. My audience is obsessed with how I show up so confidently. My audience believes in me to help them solve their problems, and they believe my testimonials when I share them. And those are just a few basic thoughts that I have about my audience and my potential clients and my clients. Because again, I am viewing them in an empowering way as well as myself. Notice how often you view others in a disempowering way, especially when they're not doing things that you want them to do. It's easy to think that no one cares, that it's just friends and family looking at your stories, or that people are judging you when you show up if you're not seeing results yet. But you create results with how you show up and the things that you say. You create the demand for your services because you believe they are in demand. You believe that your services are worth what you charge, and you believe that you can help somebody when they pay your prices. That is going to create demand because the way you show up and the way you sell your services will be so much more potent and powerful than if you feel like shit, think your services can't help anyone, and think that your audience is full of judgmental bitches who are judging your every move. So start practicing the thoughts I shared with you in this episode when you go to show up and sell. And if you're having trouble seeing yourself as that empowered version of you, the one that has the clients and the success, if you don't know how your services are so beneficial to your soulmate client and how you can get them to see that you are the coach for them, book a sales call for my one-to-one coaching program, Worthy and Wealthy. We'll work together for 6 months so you can release imposter syndrome and your limiting beliefs, show up consistently, sell your coaching services with confidence, and sign clients. The link is in my show notes to book a free sales call. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. Head to the show notes to find out how you can take this work deeper with me in one-to-one coaching or in the From Imposter to Empowered group program. In the show notes, you'll also find a free 3-day challenge to start the process of overcoming your inner imposter. And once you're done with all of that, screenshot this episode and share it on Instagram, tagging me at your coach Jill so we can connect. See you next time.